Dreams from the Nerd Cartel. I'm Jim.
And I'm Peter. And we're going to be doing a horror movie review. So this is actually our first one, and we're super excited about it. We're going to be doing The Collector, which is a kind of a movie you might have not heard, but that's the whole point of us doing it. It was actually written to be a prequel to Saw, which you kind of get the same feel of it with the booby traps and everything. We'll kind of get into that. But the producers have shot it down, and now we have The Collector, which is amazing.
Yeah, The Collector's really, really cool, and it's streaming for free on Amazon Prime, which is a plus. But one cool thing about The Collector is that, the story setup is, definitely not your everyday slasher flick, which is something that I personally don't like. I mean, like, they're fun for what they are. You know what I mean? But, like, if you want something that's a little bit more in depth, the Collector kind of follows it, or not kind of, it totally does.
It's part of the movie.
It's like totally the whole crux of the movie. But anyway, it's about a convict that, recently, they don't say that he's out of prison, but it's suggested. He definitely has a past. Yeah. And you can tell that, he's kind of trying to rehabilitate himself. Yeah. He has a job as a security expert or...
it's the classic where he's trying to get his life back together, but, he needs money, and he has an opportunity where it's like this one-time job that's going to get me back on track. Yeah. Yeah, so he's basically a handyman, and he's trying to... he gets hired to steal a jewel that is at the house. Unfortunately, when he finally gets to the house, there's an antagonist. Somebody who's really a bad guy.
The house that he's working on, there's some twists and turns. We don't want to give everything away.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you don't want to give everything away, but he has independent knowledge of where this jewel is in the house. And that's why they chose him. And, of course, the plot thickens. His wife and his daughter are on the line. Even though he wants to be a good dude, seeming like he's a good dude, he has to do bad shit. Yeah. And, he gets there, and of course, it doesn't go smooth.
No, nothing ever goes smooth in that scenario. And that's where the Collector comes in. Mm-hmm. So he's out there to collect a jewel for his job, but the Collector himself collects people. And somebody else. Yeah, that's super creepy. So you have somebody else out there that's also on a job, and that person has rigged the whole house, which makes the movie into what it is.
Yeah, it could be like, it's kind of like a Home Alone on crack.
It totally is.
It really
is.
Like, there's booby traps. Yep. There's friggin' creepy killer guy, lurking around. Yeah. And there's a scary German Shepherd too. So this movie is kind of firing. I don't want to say on all cylinders. It's a strong horror movie.
Yeah, it's a strong horror movie,
especially for streaming free. Like, I watched it, I did not regret it at all.
No, and like I said, like with the booby traps and everything, that's where you get the whole Saw feel from it. So if you really like Saw, in my opinion, I thought this was a way better movie than Saw.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm not a big fan of the super gory, like trying to just go over the top. And this movie is pretty jacked up. I mean, there are a lot of super violent moments. Spoiler alert, disembowelment. They do not, no holds barred in this movie as far as gore goes. But everything's happening for a reason. Like, it's driving the story forward. The movie works. Yeah. The villain it's borderline, like, to me, it's kind of like a borderline Japanese horror movie villain. Yeah, where he seems inhuman and seemingly unstoppable. Yeah. He does have his flaws, which you'll see, again, but very, very formidable villain, which makes for a great movie.
Definitely. All right, so now we're going to do our rating system, which we had talked about previously. If you saw our previous video, I explained how we're going to go through it. So,
and if not, you'll catch on real quick. So anyway, with the story, like we were talking about, it's not your everyday slasher flick. There's a character. The main character and the supporting characters all have some level of depth.
Yeah.
So you do care about these people, with the exception of a few characters that die early on in the movie.
Yeah.
To kind of set up the brutality of the villain.
Yeah.
Which is essential, but the main character, you do care about him. He's not a bad guy.
You do root for him. You want him to pull through.
So, jump factor?
Yeah, jump factor. This isn't kind of your jumpy movie. There are obviously booby traps are like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But at the same time, this isn't like your Paranormal Activity type of like, boom, like it needs things just pop out of nowhere. You kind of see things coming.
Yeah, I remember maybe 1 to 2 jumpy moments in that. So if you're looking for something to really put you on the edge of the seat, might not be it.
Yeah.
But creep factor, respectable 3 stars, 3 out of 5. I mean,
that main character or that evil villain.
The collector is no joke. I mean, like he's menacing.
Mm-hmm.
He's extremely violent. He's extremely powerful, and his eyes friggin' glow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they make him look like an animal.
Yeah, he's definitely animalistic with like his body movements and stuff.
So like that was super cool, and I think it really adds to the movie.
Yeah, the cheesiness. Some of the characters are kind of cheesiness. There's like some stuff with dogs and things like that. So it's not really that cheesy. I mean, it's not like your Evil Dead type of movie, but that's why it only has half a star.
Yeah, we gave it a half a star as opposed to no stars.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple things, like most movies, where you're like, not realistic. You know, I mean, like, we don't expect it to be, you know, like, hey, this could actually happen. But when you see some of the things that you see in this, just a couple
you do
scenes,
laugh a little bit. Yeah, there are some
like,
things.
Yeah, it's pretty implausible. So, gross factor. Again, from our last video explaining our rating, our rating system, there's not a lot of pus or vomit or anything weird like that, but there are some creepy things. I mean, there's people are getting their mouths sewn shut.
And you said with the disembowelment, that could be something that
fingernails breaking, which is a cringe-worthy moment for pretty much anyone who is like a mammal and not a reptile.
Yeah, if someone was like, "Oh, that's my thing,"
or like
I don't think I can hang out with you.
If that's a turn on.
Yeah, then no, we're not gonna hang out. Gore, that's where it shines. Like I said, if this is something that you want to see, where you want like a really gore movie, it's awesome. It's definitely not something like the Green Inferno type of gore, where they're just trying really hard to like be super gore. That's why I didn't get the final star. But it's got a lot of cool stuff in
it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it did get a 5 star. Yeah. But the Green Inferno.
Oh, I can count. Never mind.
but Green Inferno would have also got 5 stars on Gross because their gore like surpassed the level of normal gore.
Totally.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's done to drive a story forward. If you like Saw, or movies like Saw, Hostel could kind of fall in this category too. Definitely check it out. It's streaming free on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and if you guys see anywhere else that you actually can find it streaming, definitely enter it in the comments and let us know.
Thanks for watching, you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Later.